Well, here we are, Tuesday, for our Healthy Trinity show. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining in. This week is now the second, finishing up, what are we on now? Almost the third week of January? I don't know what it is. I think it's the third week. How are we doing on our New Year's resolutions? How are we doing on the intentions that we set out for this year? Have we done anything with them? Have we started? Are we still on? Have we fallen off? Let me know. Put it in the comments. As you know, this is a open interactive show. When you come on, say hello. Let us know you're here, where you're coming in from, where you're watching from. And as always, if you have any questions for myself or our guest, please ask them and we will address them here on, I guess we're not on the air, we are streaming. Maybe that just shows my age right there. We don't go on air anymore. We stream. That's what we do. This is 2021, guy. Get with the program. Anyways, here we are, the Healthy Trinity Show. All right, and we are joined by our guest, Davina Merrifield. Hello, Davina. How are you today?
I'm great. See, I'm figuring things out here. You're so fancy.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm super stoked to be here, Josh. Like, I haven't seen you in forever, and you're like, like when I was in the restaurant industry, I used to always have my work husband, and you're like my business boo. So
there you go. I love it. I'm your business boo. It's good. It's good. I love it. It's the perfect name for it. Business boo. Yes. And this is true. This last past year, you've grown to be one of my closest friends and confidant, people that keep you in line, keep you in check. Before we started live here, we were just talking about catching up on things and like, all right, let's get it. Come on, let's go. Let's give me the dish. Are we on board with everything? Like, are we still good? So, it branches out more than just health and just what we talked about. It's all about life. It's all about everything, and it all is intertwined too. So, just very thankful to have somebody that is as open and honest, transparent, and giving, and just everybody needs somebody like you in their life. I'll tell you that. So,
same.
Yeah. So we're gonna start off, and we're just gonna go ahead and show you Davina's awesome transformation. There it is. There's my business boo right there. It's beyond words for me, and I'm so incredibly proud of you. Right? I'm so incredibly proud of you for everything that you've overcome, everything that you've dealt with your entire life. It's amazing. And so I'm sure a lot of our audience, a lot of people are like, wow, that was amazing. And pictures say a lot, but the story that goes behind it is pretty powerful as well. So if you don't mind sharing with people just some of your story, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, whew. Josh, you are a talent, sir. Like, that was, wow. My story, gosh. So basically, I mean, I'm 41 years old now. I struggled with obesity my entire life. Like I legit was a bigger baby. My mom had a C-section, like if that's saying something. I was her Weight Watchers partner when I was younger. We struggled with every diet under the sun. She was also obese, raised me as a single mom. Her health ailments, when as we got older, kept climbing. And she even went and had a vertical gastrectomy surgery. And I was with her during that process too. And it takes counseling and things like that. And they really go into the mindset part of that. I know she did. But the thing that never changed is we still did fast food. We still did pizza. We still, ate the things. And she ended up acquiring type 2 diabetes, was on a sleep apnea machine. I was her living caretaker for 9 years. So I'm learning all these habits as I go. And, and something I've always struggled with. In fact, she ended up passing away 7 years ago as of yesterday. Yesterday was her angel anniversary. And after that was when I only coped with the way I knew how, which was food and alcohol and work, because my mom just drilled work ethic into my mind. And, if you want something, you have to get it. And, you have to keep going, and you have to keep trying to climb that mountain type of thing. So for me in the restaurant industry, surrounded by food and alcohol and loving, to create experiences for people and flavor combinations and things like that. I really loved the alcohol and bar side of things and like chemistry. And it's always been my go-to. Food Network was always on the TV, and then, alcohol, like, and just playing with it all the time. And I love creating things. And so I threw my focus into that to try to fill the hole in this darkness that I never was really ready to deal with. And, and I kept striving to be the best, like my mom taught me to, thinking that was honoring her. In fact, her last words to me were, "I guess you have to go to work now," from the hospital bed. And I never got to see her with her eyes open after that moment. And what it was is I was going to work at a minimum wage job as a bartender. And that night I went to the bars and numb myself and try to kill the pain, that I was even living this life. Because I didn't ask to be a nurse. I just wanted to open my own restaurant and do the things. And then she never woke up basically after that. And so I had this massive amount of guilt. Also, so it's like the guilt, the shame, the hiding, the things. And then when I turned 39, that's when it dawned on me that it's getting to a point where I can barely breathe. I can barely walk. I can't get up off the ground by myself without help. Pictures, I'm cropping weird, or I just sit there in self-shame the whole time, not recognizing myself in the mirror anymore. And realizing that all the conversations I had, I was either faking my happiness, because in the restaurant industry, we are told to keep it out the door. We don't get paid for our feelings. We get paid to help other people with their experiences. And I remember there was a point where I was really happy, and I can't remember what that felt like. And so that's when I was doing the mindless scroll one night through Facebook, and one of my friends on Facebook had posted all the colored hearts about, if I can guarantee, if I can guarantee that we can actually win at this, how much weight would you like to lose in like 6 weeks or whatever? And I just did the 40 pounds plus. And we ended up getting on a health assessment the next day. And And that's when I still made the excuses that I couldn't afford it. But then when she started saying, okay, well, how much do you pay for this? How much do you pay for eating out? How much do you pay for your grab and go drinks? How much do you pay for your alcohol? How much do you pay? And it like dawned on me, oh my gosh, I pay more for all of that stuff in 1 week than an entire month of what you're saying is going to help me get healthy. And I was like, well, let me see. Let me try it out. I've already tried all the fads.
Yeah.
So why not one more thing? Let's just try one more thing. And I ended up starting the program, and serious uncomfortable detox, not going to lie, in the very beginning. I had to take a nap in the first like day 2, day 3. I took naps because I couldn't deal. But I also realized when I went into my life book with my actual current reality that I was drinking 6 to 7 cocktails a night. Every day. And that's when I was just like, what is my quality of life at this point?
Wow.
And so,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was a rude awakening. And, so basically, by the second week, well, and I changed jobs to where I'm like working on stairs, and I was really embarrassed working there because everybody was so pretty and happy, and I could barely get up the flight of stairs without like breaking into a sweat and being out of breath. Right. And by the second week, I was running up and down those stairs. I had a ton of energy, and I had more energy than the 20-something-year-olds. And I'm like still pushing over 280 pounds at this point. And I'm like, what is happening? So that was basically it. And then, I was just like, it's go time. I felt really good. I made the goal to lose 100 pounds by my 40th birthday. Mm-hmm. And people were asking me, hey, would you like to go ahead and, have this wine or come out with us and do the things? And I was like, 100 pounds is my goal, y'all. Like that's my focus. It's not about a time limit. I don't know when my body is going to be doing this. I don't know how long it's going to take. The one thing I do know is I want to lose 100 pounds. That's what I do know. So I'm just going to do whatever it takes to get there. And that is my focus. And in 6.5 months, I ended up losing 100 pounds.
What? Like 6.5
months.
That's ridiculously crazy.
Well, what was crazy is I couldn't even celebrate with anybody because all of a sudden we were in shelter in place.
Yeah, there was that too. Yeah.
The whole new wardrobe and everything during this time, all borrowed clothes from people. Like, I mean,
somebody once told me that the worst part about losing all that weight is the fact that you have to go buy a whole new wardrobe.
Oh, that is the most expensive part.
That is
straight up. I opened a credit card over at Kohl's so that I could build a credit limit, and also so I could buy all the things. Just
so you could have clothes to wear.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. And that. The craziest thing is, we act surprised, you and I, we act surprised. Oh my God, 6.5 months, 100 pounds. That's actually predictable. That's not unheard of. That's not the incredible part. The incredible part is having enough discipline, enough awareness of what you want to stick to that. Mm-hmm. To say, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this because this is my goal and I'm going to do what it takes. And you're vocal about it. And I think, we'll get back to some of the other story parts, but I want to just touch on real quick that most of the time, what we're afraid of is vocalizing that. Because when we vocalize, I'm going to lose 100 pounds and do what it takes, then it becomes real. You've put it out there. Mm-hmm. Right? You've put it out there. And so when you don't do it, or if somebody falls off, other people are going to say, oh, I thought you wanted, and you just you kind of fall off because you got embarrassed the fact that you said something and didn't follow through.
Well, it also comes with the fact that people are so judgy.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah,
you
there's
know,
that.
and we're afraid of people judging us. But then I'm just like, do they pay my bills? No.
No.
So why do I care what they think?
And that is the difference between people that can't do it and people that can do it. That is the only difference. It is not that you're built different. I love when people try to say, that's not how my body works. Excuse me for a second. Humans are humans. Our physiology is our physiology. That's the reason we have doctors, because doctors know how our bodies work. Not everybody's body work is completely different and works different. It's all the same. Tiny little nuances, I'm sure. But when it comes to how our body works, it's all the same. So it's not in this doesn't work for you. It's you didn't work for it. And I'm not talking about our plan. I'm talking about any plan. I'm talking about any goal you have. It's not that it didn't work for you. It's that you didn't work for it.
It's the instant gratification thing. People want things
right now.
Immediately, you know, and I blame a lot of our technology nowadays.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like everything is right here and now. When I think back about like what we used to do as kids, you know, we had to go outside to go play. We had to either, you know, have a ball and play like 2 square, 4 square, you know, or bang it against the garage or whatever. Or we had chalk and we had to do hopscotch, or we would have to go and like, I used to like love like slamming rocks in the middle of like to break them open to see if there's like crystals inside. That was like my favorite thing to do as a kid. But now, like trying to get a kid outside, you know, unless you have parents who are active, it's going to be like, it's almost like pulling teeth.
And it's very hard to be active when you're carrying around an extra 100 pounds or an extra 71 pounds or an extra however many you've got. You can't be an active parent.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you bring that up about kids, because my youngest, as soon as I like change or whatever show he's wanting to watch, I'm bored. And I'm like, excuse me, you're bored because you're not watching the show you want to watch? TV off, get outside, let's go. Like there's no extra ifs, ands, or buts. Go outside. I said, you got toys in your room. You got stuff outside to go play. Let's go. Come on, get out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even own a TV anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
Like I sold my TV, like my DVD player, my Blu-ray, my VCR. I just put it up on Marketplace and was just like donation only. Like, you know, I don't need that stuff. I'd rather have games, cards, interactions with people. It's way more stimulating.
Absolutely. I'm gonna leave this comment up here from Sabrina. The judgy judgers are probably the ones that need better health the most, but aren't willing to put the effort into it. Yes, they are more than willing to tell you when you didn't do something right, or remind you that you fell off, or don't even want to see you on your health journey. They're going to block you. Right? I've had friends block me because I don't like seeing all your health stuff. I'm like, really? What's wrong with what I'm saying? You know it's true, and that's why you don't like to see it.
Yeah. Sometimes people take things personally when it's like because it resonates with them. And so it's something that they're judging within themselves.
Yes.
So then they're just like, ugh, why
but
are
you
they
know it's okay because they're just not ready to see it. That's
right?
Their journey. That is
never mind that we have like, you know, over like 2,000 friends or something on Facebook. It's all about them.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So I want to go back to something you were talking about along your journey is you had talked about, okay, yes, you were born, you were a big baby. You always, you know, I remember when you were always kind of tricked into thinking you were just big boned, right? That was the thing with you. You were just big bone, right? Like if you took an x-ray, your bones are 3 times the width of everybody else's, right? Like that's a thing. But what really got to you was before the physical weight got too much, the mental, the emotional weight of where you were got to you, and your physical health really suffered from it. So, you know, what I'm interested in is because I'm willing to bet that so many people, before they ever had any physical problems with their health, it was their emotional health and their mental health that suffered first. Mm-hmm. And that can't be cleaned up by eating right. You'll lose weight, your body will feel better, and there will be good side effects, but it all starts in the mind, right? Mm-hmm. Our mind can tell our bodies to do anything, and our body can pretty much do whatever our mind tells us to. But it starts there. So I want to know more about that journey. Like, when did you start to find the solutions to the things that were plaguing, as far as, your all the emotional weight that you had? How did that start to come off? Take me through that journey.
Ooh, the irony is when I did start feeling better. So a lot of it has to do is we have to take accountability for our actions, our decisions. It's never anybody else's fault. We can say, even if we don't agree with the way somebody says something or whatever, and we don't agree, like, it's okay to not agree, but it's also okay just to like sit with it and just be like, you know what? Why ruffle the feathers? But something that there was a health assessment I did quite a while ago, and then fast forward, like, almost a year later, she became a client and a coach. But during her health assessment that I originally did, she said something so poignant to me, and it made such sense, that when we eat during these emotional crises and we drink during this and we start gaining that weight, we're gaining the weight with those feelings. Mm-hmm. And then when we start feeling better and we start losing the weight, it's almost as if those emotions and those feelings get shed along with it. So when we start feeling better and we start losing the weight physically, it's almost like it's taking that emotional connection between our stomach and our brain to just kind of all go away. And we start breathing differently, and we start just getting at a different vibrational level. That's one thing I've noticed, that ever since I started this program, there is just a different like vibrational pull that I feel of like being in tune with like the universe, honestly, and like the energy. When I start like kind of letting my health go backwards, I don't feel as connected. But then when I start like actually, following the processes and doing, the way we're taught, because now it's like I'm at a point where it's not about the 5 and 1. It's not about the actual, like, let's get into fat burn, because what our system does is it teaches us, proper nutrition and healthy habits for a lifelong optimal healthy journey, so that we can always be at our optimal health. So we're always going to be in a fat burn state no matter what, as long as we are, doing the system as we are taught. So I've noticed that now, like with my new like sense of, like learning exercise and what's going to work for my lifestyle, because I thought I tried everything. And, I would try things, but they never lasted because I couldn't stay consistent to it because I got bored.
Well, but what was boring about it? Were you not getting the results? Was it the instant gratification that was plaguing you, or what?
It wasn't so much that. It was just that, well, here I have to go again to this. And it just became monotonous almost, so like finding something for me, like I like, new things, like as well. The instant gratification, we've discussed this, which is why my weight loss was so fast, is like I needed to see the results now. But it was like with spin, for example. Like I tried spin. I have friends who are spin instructors. I loved it. My butt hurts. My butt hurts every time. I'm just like, I'm not into my butt hurting like this all the time. And I'm just like, not like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't really into it, because it's one thing and you're doing this and it's nice with the music, but it's just, there was something about it that I couldn't like get into. And then when it came to like, I did the pole dancing class, fun, expensive, but it's only like, it was like only once a week. And I was just like, I need something with a little more routine. I try, and then of course I love sports. That's great. But based on all of my previous injuries and my weight, my joints, my knees, everything are kind of shot from carrying around all the extra weight my entire life. So that isn't really going to be much of an option for me without like thinking about potential surgery. And I don't want anybody cutting into me right now. Like I just don't trust it. But then when a friend said hot Pilates, and I was like, I'll try it out, I'll try anything once. And then all of a sudden I go into this place and it's hot, which now I'm like, I'm cold all the time. I'm like, legit, I have heaters around me right now. I'm like, so there's that. It's dark, with black lights. It has like rainbow lights, flashy lights, club music, and every single class is different. Every
Perfect
single
for you.
You never know what you're going into.
Perfect. And that's how I am too with exercise. I'm not going to go walk on a treadmill. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to go run on a treadmill. I'm not going to do elliptical. It's got to be different. It's got to be something new each time. It can't be the same thing. That's why I love kickboxing also. It's different. You can make it different. You do different workouts. I love that.
I've been wanting to do that too.
Yeah. Anything like that. It's amazing. Try it out. Yeah. That's funny. I'm the same exact way when it comes to that. So then, the great thing about this too is that I'm going to just touch on it real quick, is that we started our journey around the same time, right?
September 7th of 2019 is when I started one.
Yeah. Okay. So within 6-7 months of each other. And you went 6 months, lost 100 pounds. I took 5 and I lost 71 pounds. And then we started coaching. Yeah. And we started helping other people, paying this forward, which
best decision ever.
Best decision ever. And it's a best decision ever for a few reasons. And I'll tell you why I absolutely loved it, and why, for the life of me, I can't understand why some of the other people that love the journey that we're on don't want to do it. Number one, that keeps me accountable because I know other people are watching me. So 100%. I'm having to stay accountable to my habits and my goals. Though I do, I struggle and I fall off, and that's why we have business boos and accountability partners and things like that, to where everybody will help you along on your journey. You often refer to us as running partners too, right? Where we link arms and we run together. We don't let each other fall behind. We continue on at the same pace because that's how we complete the race. Well, not complete, but that's how we continue our journey. And the funny thing about Davina and I is that we got to be on trainings together for hundreds and hundreds of other coaches. And we both did our first training on the same training, so to speak, our talk, which was amazing. And so we kind of followed each other throughout. Then this was last year. And then, or this was in 2020, right? It
was July 2020.
Yeah, July 2020. And then we finally met last year. But by that time, we were like, oh my God, when we saw each other, like, oh my God, there you are. Oh. It was so cool. You remember this picture?
Yes! That was like the moment we met.
That was the first, yeah, exactly. In Cabo, we were like, oh my God. We were on a business retreat, everybody, a business retreat. And that's what happens, is you have those business retreats. Anyway, so you get that accountability. You get those people that just come into your life that help you along. And so I absolutely love coaching because you meet people like you, people that have just been incredible. And I don't know, I always said, during the pandemic and things, the lockdown, I was like, these are like the best bunch of people you'll never meet. I mean, I haven't met, in person half the people that I'm close with. And the people that I have, I've met maybe a few times in person, but you talk all the time. They're always there for you. They're always helpful. It's a huge community of people that just want to help, that just want to improve people's lives. And that's why I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be able to coach, to be able to help other people and have other people help me. Mm-hmm. So what can you add to that as far as what coaching has brought you?
Well, I mean, there's a lot to be said about having like-minded people. If you truly want to be healthier, then you should definitely surround yourself with people who also want to be healthy and not the people who want to stay where they are. Because that was kind of that's what ended up happening. That's why you are where you are, So when you start leveling up, your life is going to start leveling up. And the coaching side of it has added an additional layer of just personal development where I want to start being a better version of myself, because I don't want anything to hold anybody else back.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I don't create limitations for myself in order for other people to follow that lead. I want to make sure that all avenues are open at all times, because I want all things, because my journey is going to be different than other people. So I make connections throughout the entire, organization, not just our organization, but other leaders' organizations, because you never know whose story is going to resonate with somebody else. So you start linking other people up with all these different people. And then, next, and it just becomes this like beautiful, just like painting basically of all these people, and just changing like the parents that are back with their kids, like the parents who lost themselves, and I see them and I'm just like, because I remember what it was like for my mom. And it dawned on me yesterday morning that one of the reasons why I have worked so hard, this past year to be where I am is because not only just because my mom and her last words were to me, you better get to work. And at the time it was guilt, but now it's like, no, I'm going to start contending for not only my health, but for other people's health. And in doing so, it's because I want to honor her with the fact that I never once in my life saw my mother healthy. There was not one day in my existence or hers that I ever saw her healthy, which also on the flip side, she never saw me. She never saw me healthy my entire life. So I am now dedicating my life to make sure there is nobody else out there that ever has to feel like they're not going to be healthy for at least one day for their life or for their child's.
God. Giving people hope is what you do best. To have that desire, that massive desire to make sure that people are healthy, because there shouldn't be another mother who doesn't ever see her daughter healthy, or another daughter who never sees her mother healthy. That is powerful. That is a mission statement. That is it's your mantra. Mama said, get to work.
Yeah, Mama said, get to work.
That's your hashtag. She get. I mean, right?
Yeah, Vanessa created it.
She's smart. That's why. But yeah, Mama said, get to work, and that's it. It's get to work. Work. Oh God, that's incredible. That's incredible.
And it's what we choose to have as work. I don't feel like this is work.
No, this is not work.
Oh, it is. No, like seriously though. Like I talk to people all the time telling me that they can't do. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how long are our conversations? Like do you love people? Do you just want to like be able to like hang at home and like have some conversations and get the laundry done and like clean up the house or do the things, or, even hire help so then you have more time with your kids? I mean,
But
and
that
all
goes
you have
back
to
to
do.
people. That goes back to people just accepting life and just throwing their hands up and saying, "Well, can't do it." Never been able to follow a diet before, so can't do this one. Never been able to, financially, become independent, so never going to do it. Like those are the things that people just are willing to accept. But
Because they've
once
been
they
told,
are, yeah, they're told their
because they're
entire
told it.
lives.
Yeah.
You thought you were big bone for how long?
We need to stop believing what people tell us all the time and start actually making a decision. Is this something I truly believe for me? Or is this something that somebody told me? Like
Yeah.
when people tell me like, well, I've always been a negative person. And I'm like, well, is that something that you decided on? Or is that something that you can change? Is that
a good
something
thing?
that has been bringing you joy? Or is that something that we can work with?
Right. Those are the things that we've accepted. We've accepted through, like you said, through our entire lives of society, of family, of friends. We just accept those things about us. We don't think that we can change.
Right.
We don't think that these are the things that we can control and change, and we can. And I think this is why this program, when we start and we work on the mindset along with our physical health, right, is why people start to believe that they can. Because I've never been able to lose these 25 pounds before. Start this program and they believe, they see that they are, and they believe that they can. And now that belief starts to transfer into other things in their lives.
And the weight loss is the easiest part.
Oh God, yeah, that is
It's
the easiest part about
that
it.
part. I'm like, this is the easy. Like, this is why I share all the time. I'm like, here, have all the things. Like even with my Pilates instructors and everything, I'm just like, hey, like you're already doing the fitness side of it. If people are struggling with, needing to lose weight, we already know that exercise, when you're exercise like that, it's great for your, for your cardio and your lungs and everything like that. Not when you have a whole extra amount of weight on you, then it's like detrimental to your joints and everything else, the aches, the pains, the injuries that happen. You can put yourself into cardiac arrest depending on how much weight you have on you. Like there's all the things, but we know, I do now at least, that if I'm exercising, I'm not losing weight. Like I'm building muscle and I'm maintaining my health at this point. But if I want to shed the fat part, then I'm like, okay, well then I'm going to have to lean it out and I'm going to have to do the 5 and 1 and I'm going to have to do that.
You got to control the diet more.
Yeah, exactly. More of the nutrition, and then put away the exercise, maybe do some yoga or something, do some breathing, stretch it out, maybe lift some light weights or something like that. But even then, I'm just it's just, but everybody's different. So we can't really say that that's the go-to. It's the guarantee,
but it's the most predictable and reliable, actually. Everybody can try their own thing. I love everything. I like doing it the old-fashioned way. Well, what's the old-fashioned way?
Yeah.
Just go to the gym. Okay, cool.
And but it has to stay consistent.
That was 2 years ago. I talked to this guy. He still goes to the gym. He's still overweight. He still hasn't done anything. Okay, all right. You're doing it the old-fashioned way. That's fine. Yep. You haven't changed any, and you still are trying to lose weight. But like you said, that's their journey. So, not bashing other things, not telling any things that don't work. Just saying some things are more predictable and reliable.
From my experience, for my 39 years of experience of struggling and trying everything and never finding my quick fix or my instant gratification. If you want instant gratification, this is the only thing I've ever seen work in a healthy way. It started creating healthier habits, and then it just linked me up into, that's the other part about the coaching is the mindset journey and all that stuff. It's just it goes next level because there's so many people that are, it's an extra layer,
Yeah.
It's just like, it's all the layers, and the more support you have, the better it's going to be. But, like, when we don't want to talk and we don't want to be transparent and we don't want to be real and honest with other people, how do we expect to even get farther?
Yeah.
Like,
It doesn't
nothing
happen that way.
great has ever been done alone.
Mm-mm.
So that's,
And that's why we put ourselves out there. That's why we say, hi, I'm here. You don't have to do this alone. I meet you where you're at. I help you along the way. I guide you to say, this is what has worked for me. This is what has worked for 2 million other people. This is what the science says. Come this way and do this, let's go this way. That's what we're here for. And so the people who keep trying and keep, paddling water and they feel like they're drowning, we can extend a hand to them and give them the opportunity to say, look, this works. You just have to be open-minded. You just have to step out of your comfort zone. You just have to take one step. Be brave for 5 minutes, start it, and then go. I think I posted something last week that said, a workout is much easier when you are working out. A conversation is much easier when you're already talking, right? So when we just are brave for 5 minutes, when we just have that courage and then we start doing it, it is so much easier.
Yeah.
And you have your community, you have your coach behind you, you have, in some ways you have that instant gratification, the results, that's something that's tangible. That's what this program offers. So there it is, everybody. It's there for you. If you need it, we're here. So all right, we're about out of time, Davina. I loved this talk. I feel like we're just talking.
This is what we do.
This is what we do. We just talk. Yeah. But as always, everybody, if you are interested in this program of learning some healthy habits because you need to improve somewhere in your life, we are here. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Davina or any of the wonderful coaches that we've had on here. Or if you know somebody, talk to them, but you could talk to us. And if you want to know more or you just need something in your life, we're here. We'll meet you where we are. We'd love to talk to you and just hear your story and meet you where you're at and see how we could help. So again, Davina, thank you so much. We appreciate your time and pouring into us. You're going to be one of our reoccurring guests because we just love having you on.
Well, I love
I
you.
say we like there's somebody else here. It's me, okay? There's no team there's no broadcast team. It's me. There's no we.
Oh, you did pretty creative up there, man. Like, this is a whole nother level. I love it.
We're going to go national with this one day.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
Yeah. All right. We're out of here. We'll be back next week. I'll be back next week with another Transformation Tuesday and the Healthy Trinity Show. Talk to you then.
I can't wait to tune in. Bye.